Good morning and happy Wednesday, everyone. And what I'm going to do in today's podcast, video, or what have you, is obviously talk about, again, the 2017 double homicides of teenagers Abigail Williams and Liberty German back on February 13th, 2017 in the state of Indiana near the Monon High Bridge near Delphi, Indiana. And I've long theorized that whoever did this, when he said guys down the hill, bridge guy, tried to get control of the girls, especially in broad daylight, by either using a fake badge and pretending to be an officer of some kind or an authority figure, or that person potentially was a law enforcement officer. And today I'm going to talk about or speak to the fact that this could be a police officer. And one of the things I've done in my journalism career since 1996, when I started at a very young age, is learn to kind of read people's body language and decode things and kind of get a feel for when somebody's trying to send a signal about something. Now, take a listen here.
Directly to the killer who may be in this room. We believe you are hiding in plain sight.
Look at the gaze on Tobe Lesenby's face. Like he knows something. Like he's staring down some of his colleagues. And make no mistake, there were a ton of law enforcement officers in this room. And these guys don't say things like, to the killer who may be in this room, unless they have some sort of a profile or a hint of evidence that perhaps that person had good reason to be in that room. And like I said, there were more law enforcement officers in that room than probably any other profession. I mean, even at subsequent press conferences, just loaded with police officers, FBI agents, people of that kind. And just take a little bit longer of a listen here, and I'm going to point a few things out.
For more than 2 years, you never thought we would shift gears to a different investigative strategy.
That's police jargon right there. He doesn't say, hey, we're looking at somebody else, or hey, we think that this might be the case or that might be the case. He uses very specific terms like investigative strategy, like he's talking to another officer.
But we have. We likely have interviewed you, or someone close to you. We know that this is about power to you.
Power and control. What sort of profession has more power and control than law enforcement officer? Again, we're just throwing out ideas here, theorizing, hypothesizing, but take a look at this.
And you want to know what we know. And one day, you will.
This is the important part here. Look at him fighting back emotion almost.
Question to you. What will those closest to you think of when they find out that you brutally murdered 2 little girls? 2 children. Only a coward would do such a thing.
Just the anger and contempt on his face. Almost like he knows that some sort of extreme trust has been breached here. Not just the murder of 2 girls, but something deeper than that. He looks pissed. Like, legitimately pissed. Like, almost like, how could one of my colleagues do that? And when he says, what were your family and those close to you say? Obviously, he's assuming that this is somebody that does have a family, or knows that this is somebody that has a family, or some sort of a secondary life that he keeps hidden. So, again, these are just the kind of circumstantial body language things. But when you think about how calm Bridge Guy sounded when he said guys down the hill, it wasn't like some angry, like rushed, adrenaline-filled sort of way he said it. It was extremely, extremely calm, almost as if he knew, hey, I'm going to get away with this. Why did he feel so comfortable in broad daylight in the first place? What type of person would feel comfortable in broad daylight, being in control of multiple people at one time? Somebody who knows how to manipulate people, somebody who knows how to coerce people, fool them. And what would fool somebody more than a badge or saying, hey girls, you're not supposed to be out here on the bridge right now. You know, this is Officer so-and-so. Guys, come on, down the hill, that sort of thing. It would be a perfect ruse for a cop or somebody impersonating a cop, obviously. And the other thing we know from one of my previous videos that I can go to, that Tobe Lesenby has discussed, in an interview with the Carroll County Comet, they asked him, how is it believed that this person got control of two girls at the same time? And see if I can find it here. Anyway, one of the things that Tobe Lesenby says in his interview with the Carroll County Comet, he says it's believed through intimidation and manipulation tactics, were his exact words. Now, intimidation is one thing. You know, you got a gun, you're a cop, but manipulation. How are you manipulating a situation like that? By pretending to be somebody else, or by being manipulative, by using your law enforcement badge, whether it's a real one or a fake one, to try and fool people. Just everything that I see
directly
in the body language of these guys leads me to believe that there's more going on here that they know. Even early on, even a couple years here at this press conference, they truly believe this is somebody in their midst who committed this crime.
To the killer, who may be in this room.
Maybe we will go down a different avenue one of these days soon, and eventually I want to discuss his comment about the shack and what everybody thinks about the comment, the shack. Was he trying to set somebody up to gain information? Was he sending a message based on things that he knows, that he found at the crime scene? That's another story for another day. But anyway, just let me know what you think in the comments section about the possibility that Bridge Guy could be some sort of law enforcement officer. Because I still to this day think that's a very realistic possibility, whether we want to admit it or not. I hope that's not the case, because if it is, boy, you got a real problem going on still there out in Delphi, Indiana. Have a good day, everybody.